Hello and welcome one all to yet another Adventure Quest World's weekly release. So for the first quest, just come along at join yullgars in, and of course you just click on the barrel there, and that is literally the first quest done out of the way. I never thought I'd be saying I'm doing weekly releases again, but I am back every week bringing you the full walkthrough on the releases. So this is going to be just like how I used to do it many a year ago, where I'll go through all the quests like I'm doing now and tell you the maps you need to go to. So next, this is join the span, and once you get here you have to maybe search around for a bit until you find the minx fairies, as I believe they are called. You have to defeat 5 of those, and then you completed the second quest. Now things do start to get a bit tricky in this quest line, and that is probably the reason you may very well be watching this video, because what you have to do is you have to mix drinks. Now you have to click on the ones that I click on, so in this case it was the water and the ice bucket, then go click on the totem kind of guy, and that will effectively give you what you need to complete the quest. It's fairly straightforward once you understand what you have to click, and I don't know whether the order matters or not. I couldn't really tell, to be honest with you. But then we move on to the next quest. So you have to defeat the tree ants, the pineapples, and there are 5 trees you have to click on around the map. I'm going to show you where those 5 are, because later on you will need them again for a very similar quest. So there is the 3rd one, and then the 4th one, and the 5th one is just in the final sort of room at the start before you can progress any further into the map. Now once you've done that, again go back, clear some more ads, and again that's it. That is that quest done and out the way. Nothing too complicated in this one, just a straightforward enemy defeat and click on the arrows around the map. Now next up, I believe we have got a slightly more complicated quest. So we have to join pirates, and once you get here you go across to the right and onto the second ship, and what we will be doing here is defeating undead pirates. You have to defeat 5 of these. Hopefully you may have to defeat more, because there's actually 2 items that you need to get from the pirates, and they do drop them both. If for some reason one of them isn't popping up, then leave and come back again, because they do drop them both, and that is exactly what you need to complete the next quest. So then we can load up this one, and we have to do some more mixing. So it's the blender, the ice bucket, the sugar, and that is it for that one. Click on the lovely guy, let his head go on fire, and then we are done with that quest. Then we can come along, turn it in as always, and accept the next one and see what we've got to do. Okay, so this one is like I said earlier, but this time you have to defeat the sneaks instead of the pineapples. So it's tree ants, sneaks, and click on the 5 items around the map. I will prove to you that it is the sneaks that you need to click on, and I'll also show you one of the trees that you need to click on, but I already showed you where the other ones are. They're in exactly the same spot as they were before. So once you have done that, head back to Memet, as I believe that's how you say his name, and then you have completed the next quest. Now next we have to travel again, and this time we are travelling to, I can't always say this, is Fotia, I believe is how you say it, F-O-T-I-A, and of course that is join. And once you get here you have to defeat the fire ladies, or shall we call them fire spirits, as I believe they're called. They may not be called fire spirits, but you know what I mean. And anyway, then we have completed the next quest, and that is 5 of them you have to defeat, and we have one more thing that we need to mix. So this is the hardest one. It's sugar, water, blender, ice, and candle. Now I don't know if you do it in that order. I think you do. Just do what I just did on the screen. It says which ones I clicked. And then we have completed what we believe to be the final quest, but of course it's not the final quest, because we get a cutscene and another one pops up. So what you have to do is you have to travel round to the right and climb up the sort of feet that you saw earlier. Once you're up here you have to defeat the sort of fiery ball thing, one of the imps, and then the enemy on the right, but I can honestly not remember what it's called. But you see me defeat them all here, so they seem to respawn every time in the same spot. That may be random, it may not, but either way they are the ads that you need to defeat this time round. Once you have done this, and watch me do it incredibly painfully slowly, we can advance up and see Memet hanging off of his ear. He then gives us a quest which says go in his ear. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Once you have gotten into here, the quest will complete automatically, and lo and behold, you got like a whole new world in his ear. So these quests are exactly the same every time. You have to defeat the waves of enemies, as I will prove to you when I try to go forwards, and then advance on to the boss. So once you've defeated them all, you'll reach the boss and you have to beat him. Of course, as I did it solo, it took for ages, but nevertheless, I did it. Then you can complete the quest and accept another quest, which looks strangely familiar because you now have to repeat and do the exact same thing again. So, once you've defeated that boss, you have completed the next quest. And believe it or not, it gives you the exact same quest as it did just a minute ago. But this is it now. This is the third and final time. He has more health, slightly harder, but again, you'll do it, no problem at all. And there you go. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all again next week for the weekly release.